Steve coming at you, and welcome. Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Reps Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between two Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great game.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Reps Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to bring you the game between the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. This game here has got seeding potential, as both the Marines and the Hawks are in the playoff positions at 2 and 3, respectively, whereas the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are on the outside looking in. And they are trying to chase down the Hawks with some games in hand. We're going to give you the starting lineups first for the visitors from Chiba. Leading off and playing in right field is number 0, Takashi Ojino. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 4, Yudai Fujioka. In the 3 spot, doing the designated hitting is number 22, Gregory Polanco. Batting fourth at first base is number 51, Koki Yamaguchi. Hitting in the 5 spot and playing third base is number 5, Hisanori Yasuda. Number 6 is the left fielder, number 25, Hiromi Oka. Number 7, batting 7th and wearing number 8 is the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. Batting 8th and doing the catching is number 99, Tomoya Kakenuma. Batting 9th in center field is wearing number 1 is Yasuhiro Fujiwara. And they are going to be facing Kohei Arihara, who takes to the hill tonight with an 8-4 record. Well, here comes the first pitch of the ball game, and it is a fastball swung on. It's chopped over to third. Fielded by the third baseman, Kawase. He throws to first. And on one pitch, we have one away on a groundout 5-3 here in the first inning. Well, that's going to bring up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. As Fujioka comes to bat, he is hitting .280 on the year with a homer and 19 runs driven in. As we said last night and tonight, the Hawks and Marines both in the playoff spot. This game here probably with more immediacy means more to the Hawks than it does to the Marines, as they've got to find a way to get themselves back on track here. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Fujioka. Fujioka batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who picks up his sign from Takuya Kai, and now he's ready to go to work as he works to the belt. And here comes the 0-1 offering as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. Defensively tonight for the Hawks in the outfield from left to right, it is Yanagamachi in left, the center fielder is Shudo, and Yanagita is in right. Around the horn from first to third, it is Daiju Nomura at first. The second baseman is Momori. Shortstop Imamiya and Kawase, the third baseman. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Fujioka goes in the books for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. Well, for Polanco, in his first season with Chiba, I would have to say this has probably been for him a bit of a rebound type of year. He had an okay year with the Giants last year. The Giants did not re-up him. He signed with Chiba, and he is tied for the league lead in home runs. with 24, and he's also got himself 68 runs batted in. I would think he's probably done enough to earn himself another contract. If not with Chiba, certainly with somebody in the NPB, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Polanco bats from the left side here against the right-handed slants of Arihara, who gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hammered foul just past down the first base line. Past the diving glove of Nomura. The first base umpire was right there. He had to make a little move to get himself out of the way. So no balls and 2 strikes, and Gregory Polanco is going to return to the dugout to get himself a new piece of lumber. So no balls and 2 strikes as Polanco bats here. 2 gone in the first inning already for Chiba. Arihara gets his sign as he works to the belt, and now he's ready to deliver again. Here comes the 0-1 offering. Pitch on the way. It is a fastball that misses down in the dirt. And now the count, I've got the count at 1-2. The scoreboard's got it at 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll see what we have in a moment, if they make the correction or something else happens. So the right-hander ready to deliver again as Polanco's waggling the bat. And here comes the offering to the left-handed hitting Polanco. Pitches on the way. It's a fastball that misses outside. Count goes 2-2. Good thing I trust myself because the scoreboard is now updated. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Gregory Polanco. I have to do that sometimes. You can't scoreboard watch. Usually I look over to reference it. Well, now they got the count at 1-2. So the scoreboard, I don't know if they're a day late and a buck short or what the story is, but I've got 2-2 here now. Here comes the offering as the pitch is on the way. Fastball misses in as he has to hopscotch out of the way. I've got 3-2. Scoreboard's got 2-2, so we'll see what it is in a minute. Polanco had to get himself out of the way. And here comes the pitch again as the right-hander gets himself ready to go. Takuya Kai flashing the signs. Polanco dug in at the plate here. He really keeps that front side closed, does the big fella. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And we're not going to be any the wiser on the ball count, as it is still 2 strikes to Polanco. Last pitch was a changeup from Arihara. Kind of hung up a little bit in the zone and was able to get Polanco out onto the front foot a little bit as he fouled that one away. Polanco wangles his bat as he's ready to get the offering here from Arihara. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, golfed into deep right field. This ball is trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run for Polanco. That ball got out in a big-time hurry as he golfs that one into the seats just beyond the spacing. That's between the fence and the stands. And he's got himself his 25th home run of the year as he rounds the bases. And the Chiba Lotte Marines are ahead here 1-0. Too good a pitch in that situation for Polanco. I have to say, though, if you're going to let him swing the bat, you want to do it with nobody on. But with 2 out, it was again a changeup that hung up a little bit. And he was able to golf that one into the seats. And it got out in a big-time hurry. So that's going to bring up the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. And for Yamaguchi on the season, he's batting .234. He's got 14 homers and 54 RBIs. I think the Marines and the fans of Yamaguchi would like to see him take another step as he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As we said, he's got that .234 batting average, a little bit light in that department. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on it, is popped up foul over on the first base side. Drifting over is Takuya Kai. Looks like he's got plenty of room. He makes the catch, puts that one away, and that is going to do it. But there was damage done here in the top of the first as the Chiba Lotte Marines get on the board here early. 1 run on 1 hit. It was the home run by Polanco. No errors and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Marines 1 and the Hawks coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with a call in just a few minutes after this with all the action. We appreciate you guys for being here. It is Hawks versus Marines. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be moving to the bottom half of the first inning, and we're going to give you the lineups here for the home team for Fukuoka. Leading off and getting the start tonight in center field is number 23, Yukio Shudo. Batting second and playing third base, wearing 00 is Hikaru Kawase. Batting third and right field is number 9, Yuki Yanagita. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 3, Kensuke Kondo. Batting fifth and in left field is number 32, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. He's followed by number 6 and batting 6th, Kenta Imamiya. He gets the nod at shortstop. Batting seventh at second base is number 13, Masaki Momori. Batting eighth and playing first base is number 55, Daiju Nomura. And batting ninth is the catcher, number 19, Takuya Kai. And they're going to be facing Atsuki Tanichi, who has a 10-5 record on the year. He's worked 128 innings. He's allowed 106 hits, 44 runs, 41 have been earned. He's walked 43 and struck out 146. He's got an ERA of 2.88. So here we are ready to resume the action as Shudo stands in. And the right-hander ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Shudo. Shudo batting at .232 on the season, 2 homers and 17 runs driven in. As the right-hander works to the set position and now delivers. Fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. The right-hander here for the Marines, Tanichi, he does work from the stretch, though nobody is on. He does have a little bit of a double pump in his kick. Now he fires. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the third baseline. The count is 1-2 strikes. We have our friend Rhodes Scholar in the house, and he says, let's go Hawks. Well, the Hawks are going to need some help. That is for sure tonight, but they do have some help in the lineup. As we mentioned, it is going to be Imamiya and Momori back in, so the Keystone combination, who had been missing the last couple of nights, back in tonight here, and that is a shot in the arm for Fukuoka. Last pitch was a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-2 to Shudo. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Tanichi. It's a fastball swung on. It's lined into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Shudo is aboard with a leadoff single. That's important here for the Hawks to get some momentum back here after that home run given up to Gregory Polanco. Shudo aboard here. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Hikaru Kawase. And I think I'd be challenging the arm of Kakanaka here tonight. As we said, Tomoya Kakanaka getting the nod here. It was a bit of an eyebrow raiser for us. I didn't expect that he would be the one behind the plate, as Toshiya Sato or Tatsuhiro Tamura usually would be somebody we would expect. So I'd like to see if the Hawks are going to test his arm. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball missing down to Kawase. Kawase on the season hitting .212 with no homers and 11 RBIs. Gets again the start here. He played shortstop last night. He has been all around the field. We even saw him at first base in the last week or so. But he gets the start at third. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and in, and the count's 2-0. Defensively tonight for the Marines, from left to right field, Oka in left. It is Fujiwara in center and Ojino in right. Around the horn from first to third, Yamaguchi at first, Nakamura at second, Fujioka at short, and the third baseman's Yasuda. The battery of Tanichi and Kakanuma. Fastball that just misses upstairs, and the count goes to 3-0. So Tanichi has yet to be able to get the command of his pitches. Hawks are in need of a win. It's surprising. I know it's a midweek game, but the Hawks have not put all the bums in the seats. Lots of empty seats down the right and left field line. Fastball misses up and away. That's going to be ball 4. As Kawase is going to get himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. And that'll bring up Yuki Yanagita to the plate. Well, for Yanagita, he's hitting just a notch below 300. He's batting .299 on the year with 20 homers and 76 runs batted in. Big fella here, both him and Kondo, if the Hawks are going to fly their way into the playoffs, they're going to need these two here to produce over the last couple of weeks of the season, give them a jolt to be able to do that. So here comes the first pitch, and it is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down. A nice stop there by the catcher Kakanuma. That's 5 balls in a row delivered here by the starter Tanichi, and I think if I'm Yanagita, I bury the bat on my shoulder. Make him throw you a strike. Right-hander holds to the set position. Checks the runner over at second. It's an interesting way that he comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Right idea there by Yanagita to make him work. That pitch was a two-seam fastball, had a lot of arm side run to it. Started off of the inside part of the plate, and it darted itself back. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander checks the runner at second, works to the belt, and now delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That's a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Shuto. The throw comes in, and it is not going to be cut off, and everybody is going to advance on the throw. So that's going to be a single by Yanagita. It's going to be an RBI as he brings home Shuto with the first run of the ball game for the Hawks, but it's going to advance Kawase all the way over to third, and on the throw, Yanagita makes his way into second base, and that's going to put runners in scoring position with nobody out. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, or the designated hitter, Kazuki Kondo. I had to go back and get a look at that on the replay. That there was not well executed by the Marines. If anything, it could have been runners at the corners if they would have been able to cut that off, but a good piece of base running there by Yanagita to get himself into second base. Well, that brings Kazuki Kondo to the plate. Kondo batting an even 300. He's got 22 homers and 79 RBIs. And the first pitch to him is a fastball swung on and missed. Count quickly goes to 0-1. As we said, it's got to be Yanagita and Kondo are going to have to carry this ball club. Subtle changes in the lineup from last night's game. As we mentioned, Imamiya and Memori back in. That's a big shot in the arm to the Hawks. Alfredo Despania not in the lineup tonight as he hurt himself last night. There's a fastball that misses inside. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Haven't looked at the extended game sheet to see the bench options for either team. I would have to think that Despania's day would be done, and he probably would have been knocked off of the list, and I don't see him there. So here comes the offering from the right-hander, and the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. This ball's absolutely smoked down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, but it's just going to hook foul. Or is it? No, that's going to be a fair ball. That's going to be gone. A 3-run shot for Kondo. It looked like where the ball landed. We might have a look at that one here again. But Kondo is going around the bases with a 3-run shot. He's getting the 5s from everybody. Just the reactions there for everything. I think we want to see that one again. And that's going to extend the lead to 4-1 for Fukuoka. So the starter here has yet to record it out. Before I start coloring in my boxes, I want to see if the Marines want to have a look at this. It definitely looked like it landed to the right of the foul pole. We'll get a check on this one here again. That ball was an absolute rainmaker. We're getting the look here down the line as they show over. Well, it looked like maybe it went over top of the pole as the players had the weight on that one, but it hooked and it ended up landing in foul territory. That was actually a pretty good view. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. It was the camera. Sorry, that first pitch looks like a missed to Yanagamachi. It looked like the camera is right underneath the foul pole. And I give it to you a view from up underneath to be able to see it. Now the fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So a 3-run shot here by Kondo, 4-1. Hawks have the lead. You'd have thought that the Marines would have jumped out here. Would have been flapping. This is exactly the offense the Hawks have been needing for a little bit. There's a fastball that misses, but the home plate umpire said that Yanagamachi went around, and the count goes to 1-2. Influence is in the house tonight. We welcome you into the mixer. 4-1 for the Hawks. Well, we did see something, if you guys were with us about a week and a half ago, as there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called third strike, and Yanagamachi's down for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. If you guys were here about a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half ago, the Hawks scored 4 times in the first inning. And then they didn't score. The game ended up going into extra innings, and it was all locked up at 4s. And then they put 4 more on the board in the 11th inning, and they ended up winning the game 8-4. I can't remember if that was the Lions that they were feasting on that night, or if it was the Fighters. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count as 0-1 to Kenta Imamiya. So sometimes when teams come out and they score in bunches in the first inning, the bats end up going silent for a while, and you got to be careful of that here. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses. Count goes to 1-1 on Kenta Imamiya. Regardless, we're going to stay with this one here for the night. Although there are other games around the NPB tonight, it is not a full slate of games, but there is scoring all over the place as the Tohoku Rocket and Golden Eagles are looking up at a 2-0 deficit against the Saitama Cebu Lions. That's already in the top of the second. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count goes to 1-2. 2 games in the Pacific League, as this one and the Eagles and Lions are going at it. 2 games in the Central League. Nothing between the Tigers and Giants in the bottom of the first. But there is scoring in the Basement Bowl as the Dragons have a 2-0 lead over the Swallows. The pitch is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-2 on Imamiya. Right-hander ready to deliver again. The pitch is a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Tanichi. That's 2 in the books. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Masaki Momori. And Tanichi does have that type of stuff. As we said, 146 strikeouts in 128 innings. His counterpart, Kohei Arihara, we were looking at his numbers tonight. 56 Ks in 100 innings. It's a bit of a cry for him before he went over to Major League Baseball, when he was at a strikeout, above a strikeout per inning pace. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Momori. Arihara just doesn't seem to have the stuff that he had when he was with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on, tap foul right at home plate, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. 4-1, Hawks have the lead here in the last half of the first inning as they're batting with 2 out. And Momori has asked for time as he's apparently got something in his eye. Now we're ready to go again. It's just a little adjustment he had to make. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Momori. It's been a hard season for Momori in some ways. He started most of the year on the DL, or the first part of the year, but he has crawled back up with the 275 batting average. There's a fastball swung on, and Momori has gone down on strikes for out number 3. So after giving up 4 runs, including the 3-run homer to Kondo, Tanichi comes back to strike out the side as he gets Yanagamachi, Imamiya, and Momori. 4 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're now through 1 complete. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Marines 1. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in. Road Scholar and Influence in with us tonight. and I'm sure we'll collect a few more on the way. We'll be right back in just a few, right after this. Four runs the score line as we're moving to the top of the second inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. It is Hawks and Marines from the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. We'll be right back in just a few.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the second inning, and it is going to be Hisanori Yasuda, Hiromi Oka, and Shogo Nakamura to come to bat here for the Marines in their half of the second. They left the top half of the first with a 1-0 lead, and now they find themselves in the hole 4-1 as the first pitch breaking ball misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Hisanori Yasuda. Yasuda batting .234 on the year with 8 homers and 42 runs driven in. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Yasuda. Right-hander Arihara working here from a stretch. He's deliberate in his movements, and the pitch is a fastball swung on, grounded over to first as the first baseman Nomura drops to a knee, picks it up, and he wins the race to the bag, and that's going to retire Yasuda on a ground out to 3. For the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Hiromi Oka. Well, for Oka, he's hitting .278 on the season. He's got 6 homers and 27 runs batted in. The one thing that the Marines do have, they can run a little bit, but some of the players in their lineup tonight are not the ones that are blessed with the speed. It is Oka who's got 12 stolen bases on the year. First pitch fastball swung on and grounded foul into that temporary seating down the third base line. Count is 0-1. That's one place I didn't sit. I know our friend Rhodes Scholar was asking yesterday about where we were sitting in some of the games and how we were moving around a bit. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to go back and look at my ticket stubs as there's a split figure pitch swung on and missed. Count is 0-2. That's one thing that they do in Japan is they still give you paper tickets. A lot of people like the paper tickets, and I have to say that the part that I like is they give you the Q code or the barcode on it, so you have your own individual Q code. And so when you show up with your ticket, they scan it on your way in, and that way allows you into your seats and so on and so forth. But you get a paper copy. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded by Imamiya on the backhand. He fires to first. That's going to retire Oka on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. So a lot of people who used to go to games, they used to collect ticket stubs. They'd keep the stubs, and they would frame them up or whatever it would be, whether it be if an important event happened. That was not something that I really cared about per se, but if you had somebody throw a no-hitter or a perfect game, or if there was a milestone event, a lot of people keep the stubs as memento. They'll frame them up or put them in a sleeve. And that is what they kind of do. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner. The count is 0-1. I've kept some ticket stubs from my days, but some of them I remember when they went to the old Ticketmaster stuff back in the 90s. There was nothing too exciting about that stuff. I have a ticket stub. I went to a football game, when Barry Sanders ran for the over 2,000 yards. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to short, fielded by Imamiya. He throws to first, and Nakamura is going to be retired on a ground out 6-3 And the Marines go quietly here in their half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. I'll come back and tell you the ticket sub stories when we come back in just a few. We're moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the Hawks 4, the Marines 1. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. We'll be back in just a few.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in. Check them out. Leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. The right-hander for the Marines, Atsuki Tanichi, has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway. He is second in the league in strikeouts, as he had entered this game at 146, and with the 3 tonight, it has vaulted him as the top pitcher in the Pacific League with strikeouts. The first pitch delivered to Adaiji Nomura is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. So as we said, he got roughed up a little bit, and then he came back and struck out the side in the first inning. That was kind of interesting, the way he has now found his groove. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-1 strike. As we look statistically at the pitchers, and we see some of that stuff, the individual pitchers, of course, as a fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 strikes to Nomura. We see the strikeouts, and it was Yoshinobu Yamamoto leading the league with 148. Fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Nomura stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by. He's gone for out number 1, and that's 4 strikeouts in a row now in the books here for the Chiba right-hander Tanichi. That's going to bring up the catcher Takuya Kai. In third spot in the Pacific League, it is Kaima Taira. He's got 144, and despite missing a whole pile of time, Roki Sasaki is fourth at 135. And it is Ito, who is at 129. I believe he is maybe going tonight for the Saitama Seibu Lions. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Kai, and the count is 1-0. Kai on the season has seen his average slip below 200. He enters the game tonight hitting 198, 10 homers, and 40 runs driven in. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-1. Taking a peek over at the Central League, leading all pitchers in the NPB in strikeouts, it's Shota Imanaga of the Bay Stars. He's got 163. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is pop foul behind home plate, but it's going to reach the stands. Count goes to 1-2 now on Kai. It is Takahashi who is second at 140. Then Murakami is third in the Central League. And then Trevor Bauer of Yokohama DNA Bay Stars is at 130. He's in fourth. Shosi Togo rounds out the top 5 at 127. Unfortunately for Bauer, he's probably about a week away from falling out of that top 5 statistical category due to his injury that will probably put him out for the rest of the way. And there's a fastball that's check swing foul down the right field line. The count goes, or is going to remain at 1-2 to Kai. When you look at the ERA of the pitchers in the Pacific League, it is a one-man show. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 1.32 ERA. And it is Kona Takahashi, or Takahashi is almost a full run behind him. That's Kona Takahashi. There's a fastball swung on. This time it's pulled over on the third base side. Count still remains at 1-2. Kona Takahashi of the Saitama Cebu Lions. I saw Takahashi pitch against the Kaido Nippon Ham Fighters, and he had himself roughed up that night. He lost 7-0. Friend Titus in the house tonight. Welcome you from the land of the rising sun. Appreciate you for being here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. That's 5 strikeouts in a row here for the right-hander, as he has got 2 in the books here, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. So that's pretty impressive stuff. You give up the first 4 runs of the game, including a 3-run shot to Kondo, and you emphatically come back and strike out the next 5 batters. So 2 in the books here with Shudo coming to the plate. Shudo is not an easy player to strike out. He bats from the left side. He does get the bat to the ball. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Shudo tonight in his first at bat, he singled to get things going. With that, he raised his season average to 236. He also came around and scored a run on an RBI single by Yanagita. Fastball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Just some scheduling notes. Tomorrow we'll be back on the airwaves again, but we are going to do one of the games, as it is going to be between the Eagles and the Fighters. There's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by the second baseman Nakamura. He's got to hurry. He throws to first. That is going to retire Shudo. We're going to look to see, and it looks like manager Fujimoto is coming out of the dugout. He wants the review on that one. Shudo thinks he beat it out, because he's got a big smile on his face. We'll see what the review has to say when we return, if Fujimoto's got it right or if he's got it wrong. As we'll hang in here before we go to break. The umpires are going underneath, and they're going to have a look. We'll have a look at it ourselves here in a moment. Let's see if Yukio Shudo was able to make it in safely. So as we said, just a programming note, tomorrow we are going to do the Golden Eagles and the Fighters. It's a game that kind of makes sense. We're going to look at the replay here as the throw was up the line. Oh boy. I think they're going to lose this one. I think the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, on that first angle that we got, I think that Shudo is going to be out. I think they're going to uphold that call. And we get the second angle, and I think he is going to be out as well. And when we get the third angle, I think that confirms it. So we got a hat trick of angles as far as I'm concerned. Shudo is out. The umpire made the right call. This shouldn't take long at all. We'll wait till them to make that return, and then we will do that as well. We got Louis in the house here this morning. Yeah, Louis, if you took the under in this one here for the first 5 innings, you probably made a mistake. And it is an out. That's going to go in the books as a ground out, 4-3. That confirms what we saw. And Shudo is done here for out number 3. No runs in the inning. No hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 2 complete. Your score is Fukuoka 4 and Chiba 1. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for popping in and listening with us tonight. As we said, our schedule tomorrow will be Golden Eagles and Fighters. That will be a game that's got implications for the Fighters. We'll be back in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you for being here.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We have some updates on the out-of-town scoreboard as there is action going on, and we are scoreboard watching tonight. The Golden Eagles were down 2-0 to the Lions. They have clawed a run back. It is now 2-1 as they're in the bottom of the second inning. That is at the Rakuten Mobile Park in Tohoku. Still nothing Tigers and Giants. And the Dragons are ahead of the Swallows 2-0 in the top of the third. First pitch fastball delivered to the catcher, Tomoya Kakanuma, and it's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kakanuma hitting 115 on the year, 3 for 26. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count now goes to 0-2. As we said, it was a little bit of an eyebrow raiser when he was in the starting lineup tonight. We certainly didn't expect that. He is definitely getting the opportunity to hold down the plate. So I said we'd like to see if the Hawks get some runners on. They're going to challenge the young catcher as that split finger pitch misses down and the count goes to 1-2. Only 21 pitches in the first two innings for Kohei Arihara. He's hardly had to break a sweat. His counterpart has had to work quite a bit differently. Here's the 1-2. There's a breaking ball swung on and it's tap foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 1-2. 8, 9, and 1 hitters here in the third inning to face Arihara. So here we go back to the live action again as Arihara gets his side from his catcher as he works to the set position. And now time has been called as Kakanuma feels that he's taken a significant amount of time. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander again working to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep left center field. Racing back on it and making an over-the-shoulder catch is Yukio Shudo. And Kakanuma, he sent it a long way. He just didn't send it far enough, but that's going to retire him for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Yasuhiro Fujiwara. Well, for Fujiwara, he's batting .235 on the year. He's got 3 homers and 19 runs driven in. As he comes to the plate here to face the offerings of the right-handed throwing Arihara, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. And the pitch on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep center field. Again, moving back on it is Shudo. And he's got to make an over-the-shoulder catch. That one's even more difficult than the first one. But Shudo getting in some action here as that's the 2 putouts to him. And maybe if we keep it going, he'll complete the hat trick. Just as Kenta Imamiya last inning was involved in 2 of the 3 outs. Maybe he's going to get another one here. It's going to bring Ogino to the plate. He was 0 for 1 tonight. He has grounded out to third, his only time up. Of course, that gets a nice round of applause from Arihara. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander. It's a breaking ball that drops into Ogino for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So we said Ogino entered the fray tonight with a homer and 16 RBIs. His averages dropped to .260. As the right-hander kicks and delivers a fastball that swung on. This lined into right field. And this ball is going to get down. It's going to get into the corner, and it's going to be extra bases. He's rounding first, heading into second. Yanagita goes into the corner to get it, and he fires it back in. And Ogino's got himself a 2-out double. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. That ball was absolutely spanked as he went the other way. Nice job by Yanagita to go in there after it to get it. Took a little bit of a funny hop off the wall, but he was able to make that collection to get that ball back in. So Ogino, the runner at second, 2 gone here, and Fujioka stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. He's enjoyed himself a really nice season with the bat. Average has dropped to 279 tonight with the strikeout back in the first inning. He has been a steady Eddie for the Marines this year. So here comes the first offering. It's a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Fujioka. Welcome everybody into the stream this morning as we are giving you guys the ball game between the Hawks and the Marines. As the right-hander Arihara checks the runner at second. He works to the belt, and here comes the offering to Fujioka. Fastball that just misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we said, we'll be keeping our eye on the other game that is in Rakuten Mobile Park, and the top of the third inning, the Lions have added a couple of more runs. They now have a 4-1 lead over the Golden Eagles. And for both of these two teams here tonight, that would be a big-time sigh of relief. They can get the Eagles off of their tail. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-1 on Fujioka. That ball game tonight, it is Tetsuya Amai who takes to the hill for the Lions against Takahiro Shiomi for the Tohoku Ball Club. The problem with the Lions big time is the amount of walks. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. This ball is going to get trouble. It's going to get over the head of the right fielder Yanagita up against the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Fujioka, and coming around to score is Ogino, the second run of the ball game. He's got himself an RBI double, and the lead has been cut in half to 4-2. That's going to bring up Gregory Polanco, who's already deposited 1 ball into the seats tonight. As with him coming to the plate, he is the tying run here in the third inning. So if you took the over in this one tonight, you're probably smelling like a rose. It is 4-2 now here in the third inning, with a lot of room left for more runs to come. Well, for Polanco tonight, he is 1 for 1. He smacked his 25th homer back in the first inning, as he has got himself 69 runs batted in on the year. So he has taken over the lead in the Pacific League with home runs with that solo shot back in the first. And it wasn't an easy pitch. It looked like it was a changeup that he was out in front on, got fooled, and he still muscled it into the seats. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down. Nice stop there by Takuya Kai. Count is 1-0 to Polanco. Lots of action to come here. As we said, we've got both of the games going on here and the one in Tohoku. I may try to experiment with something to try to get multiple games going on. You can sometimes get some of that as well. I don't usually do that. Trying to stay focused on the one, but with the playoffs and the playoff picture looming, might have both streams going up at the same time. So 1 ball and no strikes to Polanco as he waits here. Runner at second is Fujioka. 2 gone here in the third. All of the happenings have come with 2 out. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down. It goes to 2-0. In some ways, you might want to consider putting Polanco on. You do have the open base. Koki Yamaguchi, though, has the ability also to put the ball into the seats. A little early in the game to be playing these kind of games, but might be worth a shot anyway. Keep Polanco the bat out of his hands from doing damage. So 2 balls and no strikes to Polanco. Runner second, Fujioka. As the right-hander Arihara ready to go back to work. He shakes off his catcher, Kai. He shakes him off again. And now he gets one that he likes. And now Gregory Polanco has stepped off. Takuya Kai has called time, and he's going to go out and talk to his right-hander as they got to sort themselves out here. As we said, tomorrow, probably about midday, we will post up our schedule for tomorrow night's action. And then, as we mentioned before, we will not be doing a game on Friday evening, North American time. We're going to do taking a pass out on that one. Unfortunately, I have another commitment. But we will be back on the airwaves on Saturday, North American time, as we will pluck off one of the ball games and we'll post that up. We'll also be Sunday and Monday. We'll try to call everything until the end of the season, as they are playing Monday ball games in Japan right now, especially making up some games. This game here, or some of the games as one-offs, trying to get some of the makeups in. Even the first week of October, there'll be some one-offs as well. So here comes the offering. It's a fastball delivered for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 to Polanco. As we said earlier with that home run, but not just with the home run, I really do think Gregory Polanco is going to earn himself another contract, probably with Chiba, but at least maybe for a couple of years. I would think that he has bought himself a couple more years of playing time with the season that he's had here at the end. There's a fastball swung on. This could be trouble. This is belted into deep right field, moving back onto the warning track. But there to make the catch is Yukio Shudo, and that is going to retire Polanco for the third out of the inning. All three outs go to the center fielder, Shudo. They get a run back in the inning to the Marines on a RBI double by Yudai Fujioka. So 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 runner left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the third inning. Your score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight. You're listening to the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel as we're giving a live commentary of the Marines and the Hawks. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks here in their half of the third inning. It'll be Hikaru Kawase, Yuki Yanagita, and Kensuke Kondo to get things going here. We have our friend Louis in here. He says, think anyone in the MLB would be tempted by Polanco if the price was right. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how much defense he's got left in him. I've seen him play in the outfield a little bit earlier this year, and it makes me wonder if he's got enough legs for that. And I just don't know if his bat's going to play well enough to be a regular DH. So I'd be shocked if he got something, as that first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. I think if he's smart, he probably can lock up maybe a multi-year deal, as there's a fastball that misses upstairs. Kawase squared the bunt on that, but had to pull back. Count goes to 1-1. When I believe his last big league club that he was with the Toronto Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays had him on a minor league deal. There's a fastball that is check swing fouled away on the third base side. The count goes to 1-2 on Kawase. So I personally just think that he's probably on the twilight of his career, but if he could get himself a 2-year deal with maybe a third-year option, that might play out for him in the NPB. Still young enough to be able to get that. I believe he's just 31 or 32. I'd have to go and double check on his age. As that pitch misses down, the count is 2-2. It seems like he's been around forever. And you think about when he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates, that outfield of him, Marte, and McCutchen, I thought they would be around for years. Just how short-lived that outfield was. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Drifting back on it is the left fielder Oka, and he's got room to make the catch, and that's going to retire Kawase for the first out of the inning. He's retired for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Yuki Yanagita. Yanagita tonight is 1 for 1. He's got a single and an RBI. He's also scored a run, as he has pulled his average back up to the 300 mark. He bats from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Tanichi, who delivers a fastball that backs him off the plate for 1 ball and no strikes. As I said before, it'll be interesting tonight here to see if the Hawks can start scoring some runs again, because we saw them last week. As I said, I think it was against the Fighters, and they scored 4 in the first, and they didn't get any more until the 11th when they scored 4 more. And as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, it reaches the seats down the left field line. Counts 1-1 to Yanagita. I don't know where all the fans are in Fukuoka. Usually the PayPay Dome, it is a tough ticket no matter whether it's during the week or on the weekend. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field past the diving Shogo Nakamura, and that's going to be a base hit for Yanagita. His second hit of the night, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Kazuki Kondo. As we mentioned in the first inning, sometimes teams go silent with the bats after a big first inning. And we'll have to keep our eye on the Hawks on this one. I would have to say, they're probably going to have to put 6 runs on the board here to get a victory in this one. At least a minimum of 6. I don't think the 4-run lead's going to hold, especially the way that the bullpen has been. It's been not the back end where Roberto Osuna sits, but you get into the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, your starter's not getting you some outs here. It's going to be a nail-biting time here for the Hawks. Fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Kondo. As we said, not having the reliable Levon Moinello in your bullpen, nor having Fuji in the pen. I didn't check the game sheet to see if Fuji's on the sheet here for the Hawks. Those two there are outstanding in the 7th and 8th inning. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. You take those two out of your lineup, and you become very average very quickly once you start looking at some of the other players that are there. I still don't see Fuji's name on the game sheet. And of course, Moinello, he's been out for a bit. They do have Osuna in the 9th, but getting to the 9th is going to be the problem. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. Matayoshi, who pitched last night, Samori pitched last night, they're on the sheet. Kaino, Otsu, Chino, Taro, and Matsumoto, and Kasaya. So those are the options out of the bullpen tonight for the Hawks. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kondo, as the right-hander works to the set and now delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted into left center field. Moving over to his left and with room to make the catch is going to be the left fielder, Oka. That's going to be his second put out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Well, for Yanagamachi, as he strides to the plate, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. Interesting here, the way that the pitching has gone for Tanichi. Gave those first 4 runs up in the inning to the first 4 batters, then struck out the next 5 hitters he faced. It all started here with Yanagamachi. So here comes the first offering, as the pitch is a breaking ball missing inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Yanagamachi has enjoyed himself a nice season. As we said last year, he actually seemingly had a bit of a breakout year, as Yanagamachi had himself a couple of knocks. There was a fastball swung on and missed, but he ended up with a knee injury late in the year that ended up putting him out for the season. derailed a really nice campaign. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as Tanichi works himself to the belt. As the left-handed hitter, Yanagamachi waits. Fastball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. That was overpowering, I would say, as that was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that blew right by him. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's another fastball swung on. This time it's fought off and fouled away. That was at 94 miles an hour. Count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the right-hander delivers another fastball taken for a called third strike. Second time tonight, Yanagamachi has gone down looking as he is in the books for out number 3. Well, the Hawks, no runs in the inning. They got themselves a hit. No errors, and they left that runner stranded. We are now through 3 complete. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Stick around, everybody. The middle 3 frames are coming up in just a few. Appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight. We'll be right back in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the top of the 4th inning, and it's going to be the heart of the Marine batting order to come to bat. That means Koki Yamaguchi, Hisanori Yasuda, and Hiromi Oka to face the right-handed slants of Kohei Arihara. Will begin his 4th inning of work. Arihara, for his part in this one here, as he gets ready to get back onto the hill, has been fairly efficient. The home run in the first inning allowed to Polanco. And then all with 2 outs in the last inning, back-to-back doubles to Ogino and Fujioka have got them to a 4-2 deficit. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined just foul down the left field line. As Koki Yamaguchi was just out in front of that a little bit there. Arihara, as we said, fairly efficient with his pitches, 38 through the first 3 innings. That will bode well for him and the Hawks if he can keep the pitch count down. I'm sure if he can get you into the 7th inning, that would be able to bridge the back end much better for the Hawks than it had gone the last couple of nights in Tohoku. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, another ball that's hit down the third baseline foul, and the count is 0-2. Gamachi, certainly where he's at, out in front of some of those pitches. For those of you who are interested, we do put up our shorts on a daily basis. Sometimes we use some of the highlights. Sometimes we feature the swings. We're going to take a break from the swings from now to the end of the year. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Yamaguchi can't believe it, and he turns around and does a 180 as he is going to be retired here for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. We had yesterday, the one we had, Aaron Boone was ejected for the 7th time last year. So here comes the offering now to the third baseman Hisanori Yasuda, who's 0 for 1 tonight. He had grounded to first his first time up. The pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball that just misses low for ball one. Counts 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Arihara kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Drifting back is Shudo, and now he makes the catch, and that's going to retire Yasuda for the second out of the inning. I sometimes always forget that we also stream this on Twitch. Those of you who do listen in, our handle also is Last Raps Baseball on the Twitch channel, as well as YouTube. We don't put much, I have to say, we don't put much effort into Twitch, although we are starting to slowly rack up the followers on that as well. We don't get the following overall. I say we're starting to put it together. I think 50 is a magic number over there, and we're getting close to that, surprisingly. Here's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Oka. As I said, we're going to try to do as many Japanese games between now and the end of the season as we possibly can. I think, including the playoffs, we'll probably end up doing another 25 to 30 ball games. Breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. We'll be up in the middle of the night, working the airwaves, and then that gives us a few months off. Normally, we don't do a whole lot of live stuff. In fact, pretty much is zero until spring training, and we need that break. There's a fastball swung on. Is taken on one hop by the third baseman, Kawase. He comes across, he fires across the diamond, and that's going to retire Oka on a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Marines in their half of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. Your score is the Chiba Lotte Marines trailing the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4-2. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth when we return after this. Appreciate you all for listening in with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth inning, and it's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks. It means Kenta Imamiya, Masaki Momori, and Daiju Nomura to face the right-hander Atsuki Tanichi. As Tanichi has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway. Imamiya 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. His average has slipped to 260 on the year, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. 58 pitches through the first 3 innings for Tanichi. Not as economical as his counterpart, especially in that first inning where he had to throw a whole bunch of pitches. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Imamiya. Tonight, the offense, at least for the Hawks, looks a little bit more imposing, certainly with the addition of Momori and Imamiya. Fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 1-2. Still no sign of Akira Nakamura. And as well on top of that, also no sign of Ryoya Kurihara. As the pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on it, is line foul. Count remains at 1-2. So that is just the way it goes sometimes. You got some guys out of the lineup, And as we said, no Galvis, no Astudillo. They have not performed very well. That's a fastball that misses down. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So realistically, when you have that situation, you just sort of say, well, that's what we're going to go with, and they're not going to see too much action. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes full to Imamiya. But as I said, Galvis, I believe, is in the final year of a 2-year deal. I think they gave him $8 million for 2 years. And I think they're going to be happy to see, or at least the fans might be happy to see him out the door. Here comes the full count pitch. Fastball swung on, popped up over on the third base side. Moving over by the coach's box is the third baseman, Yasuda. He's got room, and he makes the catch. He has gone for the first out of the inning, 1 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Masaki Momori. Well, for Momori, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. He's got to find a way to get himself going, but it's a good ball game here tonight for Yanagita and Kondo. And I said for the key for the Hawks is going to be their play over the last couple of weeks. They have to really be able to carry this ball club. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Coming over underneath it is the right fielder, Ogino. He's got room and makes the catch, and that is going to retire Momori for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Daiji Nomura. Well, for Nomura, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up as he comes to bat here against the righty Tanichi. That's 4 in a row retired now by the Chiba right-hander. Nomura's average has dipped to 222 on the year. He's got a homer and 4 runs driven in. As the right-hander works from the belt, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that backs Nomura off the plate, and the count is 1-0. 67 pitches now for the Chiba right-hander. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded into the 6th hole, fielded by the shortstop. They throw to first, and it's not going to be in time. Yudai Fujioka did well to get to the ball. He just didn't have enough gusto on his arm to get it across the diamond, as Nomura was able to leg that out for an infield single. And he is aboard with 2 out, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. So back-to-back evenings for hits for Nomura. As we mentioned, he is a plug stop in the lineup here for the Hawks. So he's got himself a knock, and that's going to bring Kai to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up as he bats here against the right-handed slants of Atsuki Tanichi. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Last night, it was a bit of an interesting situation. The starting catcher, Manai, was catching for the Hawks, and then all of a sudden, the manager, Fujimoto, comes out of the dugout to make a change, and I thought instinctively he's going to the bullpen, as there's a fastball taken for a call strike, and the next thing you know, right in the middle of the inning, Takuya Kai comes bouncing out of the dugout to make the change, and it looked like the catcher, Manai, was particularly happy as he came off the field and went right down the tunnel. I don't think it was an injury. The only thing that might have been bruised was an ego, but you don't see that very often where you get a positional player hooked out in the middle of an inning. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back and making the catch on the warning track is the right fielder, Ogino, and that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 4th inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left stranded. Your score, as we are now through 4 complete, it is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Hang tight, everybody. The top of the 5th is just around the corner, and we'll be back with it for you in just a few. Appreciate you for listening here tonight. It is Marines and Hawks 4-2. We'll be right back.
Hello? Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the right-hander Kohei Arihara who is completing his warm-up tosses, and we are going to see the bottom third of the batting order come to bat for Chiba. That means Shogo Nakamura, Tomoya Kakanuma, and the center fielder Yasuhiro Fujiwara to face Arihara here in the top of the fifth. As we were talking about last night and in other streams, the fifth inning is also a bit of a moving inning. Lots of runs can be put up in the board, and it can swing the scores. For those who are taking the over-unders, sometimes are biting their nails. But I think this one may have been decided in the first five, the 4-2 scoreline. So the right-hander Arihara kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Nakamura for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Nakamura really struggling this year, entering the ball game hitting .222. He had grounded out to short his first time up. He has pulled his average up for a while. He was well below the Mendoza line as that breaking ball misses down, and the count is 1-1. He is batting down in the batting order, usually locked in the 3 spot. But because of the year that he has had, he has found himself pushed down in the order. As the right-hander gets the sign from Takuya Kai, and he's ready to deliver. Here's the pitch from Arihara. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over to his right is Yanagita, and he's going to make the catch. That will retire Nakamura for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Kakanuma. And for Kakanuma, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown out to center field, his only trip to the plate. As we said, it was the eyebrow raiser for us with him being in the lineup, even at all. One player not in the lineup tonight is Mike Brosu. We were expecting to see him at some point. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Brosu, of course, the former Tampa Bay Ray and Milwaukee Brewer, who had signed on in the middle of the season. As the pitch 1-0 is on the way, it's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Brosu just hitting above the Mendoza line, batting .206 since he's come over with only a homer and 9 RBIs and 107 plate appearances, but 97 at bats. Breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So one thing you have to have is you got to come in and you've got to produce. And you got to show that you belong, and getting off to a good start in Japan, but not just there, anywhere really. North American players or Venezuelans or Latins go overseas. You're brought in to put up some numbers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And specifically some power numbers. The ballparks in Japan are not as big as the parks in North America. So especially in some of the venues, if you come in, you've got to hit with some juice. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kakanuma. They've got enough slap hitters and guys who can run in Japan. As there's a fastball swung on it, is popped up foul over on the first base side. Coming in on it is Nomura. He's got room and space and makes the catch. Kakanuma gone for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Yasuhiro Fujiwara. But if you're not coming in and producing, then it becomes very, very difficult. I was talking to some folks when I was in Osaka, and they were talking about former Hanshin Tiger Mike Greenwell, and we're talking about how terrible Greenwell played when he was in a Tigers uniform. The fans just never forgave him. I think if he was going over to Osaka to visit somebody, he'd probably have to not only pay for his meal, but pay for everybody else around him. Here comes the pitch from Arihara. It's a breaking ball that just misses low. Count is 1-0 to Fujiwara. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander working to the belt. And now he delivers a fastball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Fujiwara here, or the center fielder Fujiwara here, facing the right-hander Arihara, and the 2-0 is on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is grounded, and it hits the umpire, and it trickles off into foul territory, and then Nomura throws it to the pitcher covering, and it goes all the way by him over to third. We're going to see if this is a foul ball or not, but the first base umpire got absolutely smoked with that ball. We're going to get a look at the replay here. So this one here, it was hook-barreled, and he ends up getting hit in the shin. It trickles away. Nomura fields it. He throws it over. He's pointing it's a fair ball. I think they might want to have a look at that one, or at least we want to have a look at it again. I know that I didn't see where if it had struck on the line or if it landed in fair territory past the bag, but the umpire seemed to feel that it did, and it hooked right into him. That's a live ball, as it is behind the fielders. Well, that's going to bring up the top of the order, and that ball there probably saved the Hawks from allowing an extra base hit, as Fujiwara is stuck at first base. As the right-hander works to the set position, and here comes the offering. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ogino. Ogino tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a double, he's scored a run, and he is grounded out. It was definitely a bizarre play. One that you do see from time to time. That umpire could not get out of the way quick enough, as that ball was absolutely scorched. Here's the 0-1 pitch as the right-hander works to the belt. Now delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is taken on one hop by the second baseman, Momori. He throws to first. That's going to retire the batter Ogino on a ground out 4-3. He hit the ball hard. Nice play there by the second baseman, as that is going to retire him for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes. We appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight. It is Marines and Hawks, and playoffs are in the air when we return.
Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order. Yukio Shudo, Hikaru Kawase, and Yuki Yanagita to come to bat here to face the right-hander, Atsuki Tanichi, who is on for his 5th inning of work, and he delivers a first pitch, split finger pitch, swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Shudo. 71 pitches through the first 4 innings for the right-hander Tanichi, who's ready to go back to work. And he kicks and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander ready to go back again at Shudo, and he delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 1-2. Had a string of 5 strikeouts in a row between the end of the first inning and the bottom of the second. He had added 1 to his tally in the third inning. He has got 6 on the night. As the 1-2 pitch is ready to come. As he delivers it as a fastball swung on it is chopped just past the pitcher, fielded by the shortstop, but it is going to be a base hit here for Shudo. That's going to be an infield single. It's the old Baltimore chop over the head of the pitcher, and the charging shortstop couldn't make the play. He just checked his swing, and the ball was driven right into the ground, right at the plate. He was able to make himself something out of nothing on that one for sure. So Shudo is aboard, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Hikaru Kawase. I would think in this situation here, you got to be thinking either steal or bunt. Shudo has 31 stolen bases on the year. And I think they would be probably tossing over to first base here. No, they're not, but they do square to bunt. And that pitch is taken for a called strike, even though Kawase pulled back. No balls and 1 strike here. I would think they're going to try to get him into scoring position. This is the time that the Hawks want to get a little momentum back. They've had last 3 innings of zeros put on them. There they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Shudo. As he establishes a lead over at first base. He's got 1 foot on the turf and 1 foot in the dirt. They throw over to first base again, and again diving back in time is Shudo. Tanichi gets the baseball back. He's ready to go back to work. No balls and 1 strike here to Kawase. Shudo establishes his lead. Here comes the pitch. And there goes the runner. It's bunted, and it is bunted into the batter, but it looks like he's in foul territory as he has bunted it into himself. That's going to run the count to 0-2. Looked like Shudo was taking off and running on the pitch. I don't know if that's a bunt and run. Sometimes you have a hit and run, or somebody missed a sign over there, because usually you want to see that ball down, make sure it's not popped up. Shudo could get himself into a little bit of trouble. Well, we'll see if they keep the bunt on here to Kawase, or if they're going to allow him to be able to swing the bat. No balls and 2 strikes here. As the right-hander works to the set position, here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lined over the head of the shortstop. That ball's going to get down. Rounding second and heading to third is Shudo. Here comes the throw, and it is going to be a hustle double for Kawase as he's going to slide into second base. He was coming hard out of the box. Stopping at third is Shudo. And the Hawks have something here in the bottom of the 5th inning with runners at second and third and nobody out. It was way too good a pitch at 0-2. He was able to golf that one over the head of the shortstop, as we said, into the left center field gap, and he was absolutely burning coming out of the box. So runners are at second and third with nobody out, and it brings the pitching coach out of the dugout to have a conference here with the right-hander on the mound. One would have to think they've got to haul the defense in here. And they've got the toughest part of the batting order to face. It's Yuki Yanagita coming to the bat. He is 2 for 2 tonight. He has also scored a run and driven in a run. Both of his hits have been singles. So here we are ready to go here. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-0 on Yanagita. So Yanagita in a good hitting position here. Hawks need some runs. Hawks need to get a win here tonight. If anything, to keep the Golden Eagles off their tail, but they can gain ground on the Marines. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Counts 1-1 in that game over in Tohoku. It is now a 7-2 lead for the Saitama Seibu Lions. A win here by the Hawks will help them gain some separation on the Golden Eagles. Maybe a bit of a letdown after taking 2 from the Hawks back-to-back. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is grounded over to second. Nakamura fields it. He just underhand flips it to first, but the runners at second and third can't go anywhere. It's going to be a ground out 4-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up Keisuke Kondo to the plate. Well, for Kondo, he had the big blow back in the first inning. He hit the 3-run homer to give the Hawks at that time a 4-0 lead, or check that, a 4-1 lead. But he comes to bat here. He is 1 for 2 on the night. He also flew out to left field with that homer that gives him 23 on the year. He's also now got 82 runs driven in. Even if he got hot over the last couple of weeks of the year, I would be shocked if he exceeded the 100 RBI total. I don't think anybody in the Pacific League is going to reach 100 RBIs this year. I'd be shocked. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Boy, oh boy, I'm not too sure about that one, but the home plate umpire said so, so it must be true. Kondo is the leader in the Pacific League in RBIs with 82. Yuki Yanagita, who's driven in 1 tonight, he sits at number 2. He's got 77. That 1-2 punch is something, and then it is Hideto Asamura third. Chusei Manami is 4, and Gregory Polanco was a close 5th. Fastball swung on, popped up in the infield. Moving back on it is the shortstop, and it was a very difficult play for Yudai Fujioka. Fujioka was playing in the infield in. He had to race back on the ball. Not an easy play, and then he got himself turned around, and finally he was able to make the catch, and that's going to retire Kondo for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Well, for Yanagamachi tonight, he has struck out twice, and both times looking. So he comes to the plate here, 0 for 2. Hawks trying to cash it in. They had runners at second and third with nobody out, and the big boppers for them have come up empty. So Yanagamachi here, waiting on the first offering, but now he asks for time and steps out. The top batting average is in the Pacific League, as there's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. There are 3 SoftBank Hawks in the top 5. The Buffalo's Yumatagu leads the way with a 307 average. Then Keisuke Kondo entered the game tonight batting 300. Yuki Yanagita 299 and Akira Nakamura 282. Rounding out the top 5 was Go Matsumoto of the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. He had a 272 average. He led the league last year. There's your top 5 hitters in the Pacific League. And there's a chance that maybe only 3 players will hit 300 or better if Kondo and Yanagita stay hot and Tongu maintains his form. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses down. It's now 2-0 here to Yanagamachi. Over in the Central League, there could be as many as 5 that could reach the 300 plateau or better, depending on how they finish the season. Miyazaki, who got off to a great start, still hitting 333. He's the top spot for the DNA Bay Stars. So fastball misses down and in, and it's now 3-0 to Yanagamachi. They do have the open base, but waiting on deck is Kenta Imamiya. Looking at the other players in the Central League in the top 5, Ryoma Nishikawa of the Carp is second. Domingo Santana is the third of the Swallows. Shugo Maki at DNA Bay Stars, and then Kaz Okamoto round out your top 5 averages. And there's a fastball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4. Yanagamachi tonight has not touched the baseball, as he has struck out twice and walked. That's going to leave it up to the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya, with the bases loaded and 2 out. So the Hawks looking to add to their lead here. Try to get themselves another run. Shudo, the runner at third, Kawase, the runner at second, and Yanagamachi, the runner over at first. And Kenta Imamiya coming to the plate. I'm still a little bit amazed that this is not a packed house tonight for this ball game. Lots of empty seats at the PayPay Dome. People not paying tonight to see Fukuoka play. So here comes the offering. This is going to be pitch number 88 of the ball game for the right-hander, and he delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1. 88 pitches tonight for Tanichi. But none bigger than the ones coming here to Imamiya with the bases loaded and 2 gone. It's a pretty good following of Chiba fans here tonight. All things considered, the Tokyo-based club, they got to make quite the haul to Fukuoka. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted foul down the right field line. Drifting over, but it's going to get into the seats. No room there for the right fielder, Ogino, to come up with that one. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. But this is where the right-handed hitting Imamiya can get tough. He is tough with 2. The way they've got him played is they've got him played to the pull side a little bit, but they also move the right fielder over to the line. They really give him the oppo gap. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the right-hander works set and delivers a breaking ball that just misses outside. The count goes to 1-2. Oh, he got the veteran call, did Imamiya. I'm not so sure about that one. If Koki Yamaguchi was at the plate, he might have been rung up. Just a reminder, at the end of this half inning, we're going to put the music on loop. We'll take our mini break as the 5th inning is usually where we take the extended break. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and tap foul. Count remains at 1-2. Umpires head off the field. They go get themselves a little drink. And then we carry on with the action when they return. But it's usually a couple minutes to get a little cleanup of the field. And as we say, we'll take our little break and refresh our iced tea and bring this one home for you here tonight. So here comes the 1-2 offering to Kenta Imamiya. The right-hander works to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And the catcher is just going to pick it up and step on the plate, and that is going to be the 3rd out of the inning. As Imamiya strikes out, it's going to go as a strikeout, but the final out is actually the put out. It recorded will be Shudo, as he is on the force at home plate, and that will do it here for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, in the inning, there was no runs. There was 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 3 runners left aboard. Your score, as we are now through 5 complete innings, it is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks with a 4-2 lead over the Chiba Lotte Marines. Remember, we're going to be taking a break here, as it is what we like to call our Japanese halftime. We're going to go refresh our drink, and we'll be back with all the calls in just a bit. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in a few. Score is 4-2 for the Hawks as we're going to be moving to the top of the 6th inning. We have the extended break, and we will be back with all the action in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. 4-2 Hawks as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit.
Hey guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Def Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Appreciate you there, Steve. And we're back as we are one pitch behind as the first pitch to Yudai Fujioka was fouled off on the first base side. Now he takes a fastball inside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. It is Fujioka, Polanco, and Yamaguchi to come to bat here in the 6th inning to face Kohei Arihara, who was at 59 pitches through his 5 innings of work. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away down the left field line, and the count goes to 1-2. Fujioka tonight had doubled home the second run of the ball game. He's got a 1-for-2 night, as he also has an RBI to his collection. So he is hitting here, facing the right-hander Arihara for the 3rd time. And the 1-2 pitch is on the way. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back on it is Shudo and the right fielder Yanagita, but it's going to be Shudo who's going to haul it in. And that is going to retire Fujioka for the first out of the inning. Busy man tonight has been Yukio Shudo. That's going to be his 6th putout in center field. And we're still only here early in the 6th inning. So 1 gone, and it brings Gregory Polanco to the plate. Well, for Polanco tonight, he is 1-for-2. He's got a home run in his 2 trips. He's also flown to center. So he had homered in the first inning to get things opened up here for the Marines. Marines have got to start trying to find another way to claw a run back here. As the left-handed hitting Polanco is waiting on the offering, and it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. On the flip side, the Hawks have had their chances, especially last inning. You got runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. But the big guns in your order coming to bat, and you can't get anything, that hurts. That's been the sign of the Hawks here in the last little bit. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. I would have to think that Arihara, they probably want to get Arihara through the 7th inning. With his economical pitch count, that will shorten up the game. You've got Osuna for the 9th. They've got to find a way to get through the 8th. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the right-hander delivers a fastball, take it for a called strike. Count goes to 2-1 on Polanco. Early in the at-bats, they had gone after Polanco with the changeups. You don't see a ton of pitchers with changeups in the NPB, but you do see some, and that's Kohei Arihara definitely has a change piece in his arsenal as he now nods in agreement with Takuya Kai. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is hit to the right side. A diving play by the second baseman, Momori, who gets up and he throws to first. Oh, that was a quality defensive play by the second baseman. And have they missed him over the last few games? That was a 2-seam fastball. It had a lot of arm side run to it. Polanco was able to drill it. It was taken on the hop by Momori. Literally knocked them over as he got up and threw to first. Polanco in the books for the 2nd out, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. Well, for Yamaguchi tonight, he is 0-for-2. He has popped to the catcher and struck out looking his 2 trips to the plate. As he bats here against the right-handed throwing Kohei Arihara. This is where it has got interesting for Arihara tonight. As the pitch is down, they say that the home plate umpire says Yamaguchi's got around. Yamaguchi's not been happy with the plate umpire tonight. He was caught looking on strikes his last time up. That one there, he didn't think you went around to offer. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Imamiya fields it, fires across the diamond, but he fires it wild up the outfield side. Oh, that's a rare piece over there. Kenta Imamiya making an error here with 2 out. That's going to go into the books as an E6. That's going to allow Yamaguchi to reach first base. So that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. I was just about to say that usually with 2 outs is when things get a little bit interesting for Arihara. In the first inning, it was with 2 outs when Polanco homered. In the third inning, it was when 2 outs when Ogino and Fujioka went back-to-back with doubles to score a run. In the fifth inning, it was with 2 outs when Fujiwara singled. And now here we are in a situation where Yamaguchi has reached on an error. That's going to bring up Yasuda here with 2 gone. More importantly, it's also brought the Chiba fans to a little greater life. That error made by the third baseman. As the first pitch is delivered, it's a fastball taken for a called strike by Yasuda, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander again here, ready to go back to work as Arihara gets his sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. And now he works to the set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2 on Yasuda. That was old school Kohei Arihara as he reared back and put a little extra on that pitch. So no balls and 2 strikes. So the right-hander ready to go again as he gets the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. He works to the belt. Now kicks and fires fastball that misses well off the outside corner. Count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Arihara now gets himself leaning in and ready to go back to work as he has the left-handed hitting Hisanori Yasuda in the hole at 1-2. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-2. Balls and 2 strikes. Keep an eye here to see if they maybe put the runner in motion. Sometimes they'll do that at 2-2. I know Yamaguchi doesn't run very well. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go again. And he gets his sign from his catcher, but he shakes off Kai a couple of times. Now he nods in agreement. As he works to the belt, the pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Not deep enough. Drifting over to his right and making the catch is the left fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi, and that is going to do it. And that will do it here for Yasuda in the inning. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was no hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Marines 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few when we return. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. It is Hawks and Marines on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is going to be us coming back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for the Hawks here in their half of the sixth inning. Masaki Momori, Daiju Nomura, and Takuya Kai, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters here, to face the right-hander Atsuki Tanichi, who's coming back out for his sixth inning of work. He gave up 4 runs to the first 4 batters he faced tonight. All of the runners reached base and came around and scored. And after that, he has been lights out. He has allowed only 4 hits the rest of the way so far. He was able to wiggle himself out of that jam in the last inning where he put the first 2 runners aboard. They had runners at second and third in the bottom of the 5th inning, and then eventually loaded the bases and couldn't cash in. So Masaki Momori coming to bat here, looking to do some fire starters, or at least to get a fire started here for the Hawks in their inning. And there's a fastball that misses, and the count is 1-0. We do have a pitching change here, it does look like, as it is going to be a right-hander in the game. So we didn't catch that one here. We'll get you that in just a moment, as the pitch is a fastball swung on and tap foul. We'll look at the Chiba roster. I don't see anybody numbered 92. So we'll have to get you that here in just a second to see who the right-hander is who is now in the lineup throwing. It looks like it is Kuniyoshi. Yuki Kuniyoshi on in relief, and the pitch is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to short, fielded by the shortstop Fukuoka. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Momori on a ground out, 6-3. Yuki Kuniyoshi, he came over last year from or a couple of years ago from the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars. It's only his second appearance of the year for the Marines. He has worked an inning and 2/3. He's allowed 1 walk, and that has been it. Everything else has been a bunch of zeros. I remember seeing him a couple of years ago and looking at him. He was a longtime veteran of the Yokohama Ball Club. And he was he's got an interesting delivery. There's a fastball that misses down. They appealed to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go. 1 ball and no strikes to Daiji Nomura. So the second pitcher used tonight by the Marines. Right-hander, he's got a bit of an awkward delivery. He's a big fella. So there's a fastball that's taken for a ball, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Nomura. He kind of has this angled setup, and then he lifts his leg and then sort of pauses right at the top of the delivery. So the right-hander ready to go again. He kicks and he fires. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Nomura. Takuya Kai here to follow in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on the way. Fastball. Tap foul over on the third base side. Count runs now even to 2-2. As mentioned, back on the airwaves again tomorrow night when we do the Golden Eagles and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. So hopefully you guys can duck in for that as well. Eagles are trailing the Lions 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning in Tohoku tonight. Big letdown after this one. The Giants have now a 5-0 lead over the Tigers at the Koshin. That's in the top of the 6th inning. And in the top of the 6th inning, the Swallows have a 7-3 lead over the Dragons. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's swung on and lifted foul. For some of our gambling friends who come into the stream, if you would have taken a parlay of overs tonight, you probably would have had yourself a lot of money made. I wonder at the over-unders on all the games were at the beginning, at the outset. I don't always check in on them each night. There's been lots of scoring all across the board here in the 4 games. Fastball, it's taken for a called third strike. Oh, Nomura just stood there and watched that go by. That's the second time tonight he's been punched out on strikes. He's gone for out number 2. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and flown out to right. It is 2 trips to the plate. So Kuniyoshi, who has come in, and he has been able to retire the first 2 batters he's faced easily. Kai's average has dipped to 197 on the year, 10 homers, 40 RBIs. As the right-hander kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend the hobbyist in the house tonight. We welcome him to the stream. Thanks for popping in here, Chris. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined over the head of the third baseman, and it's going to be a base hit into left field. Coming up with it is the left fielder, Hiromi Oka, and he's going to fire it back in. I don't know if Chris is still out of town. He was doing a trip for work. Or if you're back at home, it didn't look like the most exciting place, especially when they got you posted up next to an airport. I've stayed in airport hotels, and some have been pretty good because you can't hear anything. Soundproofed, blackout curtains, gotta love it. And I've stayed in other hotels, and it sounded like every time a plane started its motor, you were going to take off with it. Well, that brings the top of the order in Yukio Shudo to the plate. Shudo tonight is 2 for 3. He's also scored a run. As he bats here, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Shudo. He has had a busy night defensively in the outfield tonight. As we said, he had 6 putouts already. As there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. When you think about what a normal night out for a center fielder would be, to have 6 putouts, that's probably already a night's work right there. And the thing with Shudo is that he gives the Hawks flexibility. We've seen him at third, we've seen him at short. There's a ball that's lined into left field. Sliding to make the catch is the left fielder. A nice play there by Oka. And that is going to retire Shudo for the 3rd out of the inning. He had to come sliding in. They were looking to see if they were going to make the replay on that. But I don't think that's going to be the case, as Shudo is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Hawks. They had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. It is the Hawks 4 and the Marines 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. And talk to our friend, the hobbyist, who is plane watching where he is at. We'll be right back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 7th inning, so the final third of the ball game potentially coming up here. It's going to be Hiromi Oka, Shogo Nakamura, and Tomoya Kakanuma, as that is who we're going to have here. It looks like we got some changes defensively for the Hawks. Kawase is going to go across the diamond from 3rd to 1st. We're going to have to confirm who the new third baseman is, if it is the other Nomura, or if it is quite possibly Inoue. But it is going to be Kohei Arihara, who is going to be returning for his 7th inning work. As we said, this is big news here for them, as Arihara is coming out to begin inning number 7. Our friend the hobbyist was ripping open some baseball cards. He was pulling out a bunch of guys that were all playing in Japan recently. Fastball that comes inside, and Oka claims that he's been hit. And he is going to be aboard on that first pitch. Arihara came inside. It's going to be a leadoff hit batter here as Oka is aboard. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. And Arihara acknowledges that he had come inside and had plugged him. We're going to take a look. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the kind of pitch you want to get hit by. It looked like it just grazed his left tricep as he was turning away. So he is aboard as the runner at first, and that brings Shogo Nakamura to the plate. And Nakamura 0 for 2 tonight, ground out and a flyout. Took care of my flight here at Christmas time. I booked a Boxing Day flight to Detroit. As there's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Hobbyist says he has a Shogo auto. That might be a Shogo Akiyama auto, as opposed to a Shogo Nakamura auto. Shogo Akiyama is quite large. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul over on the first base side. Count goes to 0-2. We have somebody who's listening in on Twitch, and I always get a kick out of it on Twitch when we get the stuff in the chat. It's usually somebody who is popping in for a promotion more than anything else. And so the answer to that is no, don't care. So no balls and 2 strikes here to Nakamura. And he pitches a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Our friends can't see that on the YouTube channel, but we do get the commercial on Twitch. Even though we stream on Twitch, we don't have a lot of followers or a lot of people that listen in. Those who do listen in, we appreciate them for being here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-handed hitter waits on the offering from Kohei Arihara. He checks the runner over at first. Here's the pitch. And that one's a breaking ball swung on its line, foul into that temporary seating. As I mentioned before, they have this at most of the ballparks down the third and first base line, and it's in front of the netting. And a lot of the fans, they wear helmets. I think they're issued helmets to wear in the stands over there. I find it to be quite amusing. But with that being said, you got to keep your eyes peeled because there are some balls that are absolutely missiled. Our friend the hobbyist says he is bouncing out. He says he doesn't have Twitch on his phone. He's going to head out. Well, we appreciate you for stopping in, Chris. You have a great day today at work, as we always appreciate your support. We'll be over checking out your channel again. As long as you have some 1981 Donruss, we'll make an appearance. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shogo Nakamura as he's waggling the bat here, waiting on the delivery from Kohei Arihara. Here comes pitch number 80 of the ball game. Fastball that just misses down and in. Arihara didn't like that call. You can tell his body language. He wasn't happy with the home plate umpire. We got a look at the replay on that one. It looked like the pitch missed a little bit low. The may have caught the inside corner, but just down. The Marine fans are in good voice as they are cheering on their road team here. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to short. The only play is going to be to first as they had the runner in motion. If Oka wasn't in motion, that would have been a routine double play ball. Instead, it's going to be a ground out 6-3 as Nakamura is retired for the first out of the inning. Oka is going to advance over into scoring position. That's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Kakanuma. We'll keep our eye on Kakanuma here. I wonder if there is going to be an opportunity where they may go to make a change behind the dish. As his batting average isn't exactly the most exciting. Let's see what they're going to do here. And it does look like we are going to have a pinch hitter. Yes, indeed. It is going to be we were talking about earlier. No, it's not. I thought maybe it might be Mike Brosu, but no, different number. This is going to be another catcher hitting for the catcher. This is going to be Toshiya Sato coming to bat. Sato hitting 216 on the year, so it's not like he's hitting a whole ton higher. He's got himself 4 homers and 18 RBIs, so he's going to face Arihara here as the 4-year veteran. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Coming hard is Yanagita. He makes the catch on his shoe tops, and having to retreat back to second base is the runner Oka. Oh boy, I got to tell you, Sato hit that ball hard. A nice play there by the right fielder Yanagita to get over toward the foul line to make the catch. And so Sato is going to be retired. He gets a round of applause from Kohei Arihara. So Toshiya Sato gone for the second out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the center fielder Yasuhiro Fujiwara. Well, you can't complain about that swing from Sato. He hit that ball right on the screws. So Fujiwara strides to the plate. He is officially 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single in 2 trips. As he waits here on the offering from the right-hander Arihara. He checks the runner back at second base, and now he's ready to deliver. Again, he takes the look back at second. And yet again, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is hit hard foul down the first base line. The count is 0-1. I will say that's the one thing that I have concerns about Kohei Arihara is that he has been hit hard. Hobby has said he had to release that video. Oh, we're looking forward to that one there. That's for sure, Chris. So I wonder, regardless, if this would be Arihara's last inning of work. Just based on the fact on some of the balls that have absolutely been missiled around the park here tonight. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2 on Fujiwara. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Not a large crowd in our stream tonight, but those who have been loyal and listening in, we appreciate you guys for being here. As it has been a decent ball game tonight. In fact, not all, but 5 of the 6 runs scored in this one all came in the first inning. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Yanagita fields it. He comes up throwing to the plate, and they're going to hold the runner at third, and probably a good decision as that ball had the outfielders were playing shallow. Oka had rounded third, and they threw up the brakes on that. Fujiwara's got his second hit of the night as that is a single. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Takashi Ogino. As Ogino bats here with runners on the corners and 2 gone. And it's also going to bring out the pitching coach to talk to the starter Kohei Arihara. So we definitely have some action now as Ogino comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 in this one. He's got a double and a run scored. He's also grounded out to third and grounded to second. So Ogino bats here with runners at the corners. Takuya Kai gets out there and he flashes his signs to his defense, letting them know what they want from him. So runners at the corners here with 2 gone. I was going to do it earlier. We're experimenting with all 3 games on the feed. See if we're able to get something that we can give you. We're keeping an eye on the game between the Golden Eagles and the Lions. Golden Eagles are batting. And their bottom half of the 7th inning, they've got a runner on with 1 gone, but they're trailing the Lions 7-2. So here comes the first offering from Arihara. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 here to Ogino. So no balls and 1 strike. It is still the starter Imai in the ball game for the Lions. And as we wait here on the offering to Ogino, the count is no balls and 1 strike. Arihara working to the belt. He checks the runner over at first. He also checks in at the runner at third base as well. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball taken on the outside corner for called strike, and now it's 0-2 to Ogino. Oh, I don't know what he was looking for. That was a pretty good pitch to be able to go the other way with. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yudai Fujioka waits on deck should he have to come to the plate, but 2 strikes here to Ogino. Runner at third is Oka. Runner at first is Fujiwara. Keep an eye on the base runner to see if they'll put him in motion. Fujiwara can run. He's only got 5 stolen bases on the year, but maybe they'll put him in motion here. So Arihara gets the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. Now he's set and ready to deliver. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, waved at and missed. Ogino goes down and strikes. Arihara pumps a fist as he gets himself out of a jam here in the 7th inning. And that will do it here for the Marines in their half of the 7th. They had no runs in the inning. They did have a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Your score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Just a update on that ball game in Tohoku. It is 2 runners on and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th for the Golden Eagles. They are trailing that one 7-2. We'll be back in just a few, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. We've got ourselves a 4-2 ball game for the Hawks as we're moved to the bottom of the 7th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a few. Just as the Hiroshima Carp released their balloons, so too have the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. As we're moving to the bottom of the 7th, they have just a little extra here. It's their version of the 7th inning stretch. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Hawks here in their half of the 7th inning. That means Kawase, Yanagita, and Kondo. As it is going to be yet another reliever, it looks like, here for the Marines, as they are turning it over to a left-hander to come on in to pitch. And the first pitch is bunted foul just behind home plate. Count is quickly 0-1. This is number 36 in the ballgame. This is Koshiro Sakamoto, the 29-year-old, making his 45th appearance of the year. He's got a win and no losses, and he's got a 3.29 ERA. Also, the catcher behind the plate is Sato, who has stayed in the ballgame. So pitcher number 3 used here as the fastball misses in, and the count goes to 1-1. Sakamoto working from the left side here against the left-handed hitting Kawase. And the pitch is a fastball swung on it. Is lifted into left field. Drifting back on it is the left fielder Oka, and he's got room to make the catch. And Kawase is retired for the first out of the inning. So one away, and that'll bring up the right fielder Yuki Yanagita. One would have to think that it might be time for the Hawks to go to their bullpen. I'm curious if maybe they let Arihara roll another inning and then turn it right over to Osuna. That might be the plan, as Arihara has pretty much been unscathed through his 7 innings of work. I say that because he has given up a couple of runs, but most part it's been pretty easy. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into center field, and this ball is going to be taken on a hop by the center fielder. He almost played that into an AstroTurf extra base hit as Yanagita gets his 3rd hit of the night. Oh, the center fielder Fujiwara, he almost made a meal of that one, as the ball had a bit of a bounce to it, and then he had to throw on the brakes and backpedal to get it. And then he had to throw a bullet into second base because Yanagita was going to test him. So Yanagita with hit number 3 here tonight. That's going to bring up the designated hitter Kazuki Kondo with a duck on the pond. So you come in, you bring in the lefty, as they've got 5 left-handed hitters in the top of their order. He's going to be facing 3 of them here in a row. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. But I have to admit, I do like that. They don't even, Japanese aren't even concerned. You can roll out as many lefties as you want, and they don't really care about the matchup battle. And I've always said, how are you going to hit a lefty if you don't face lefties? So here comes the 1-strike pitch to Kondo. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Tomorrow night, it'll be Eagles and Fighters, as we will bring you that one. As we said, we're trying to get you games that are going to have some meaning for the postseason. And Tohoku is fighting for their lives. They lose tonight, they're going to fall behind the Hawks, and of course the Marines are in second place. There's a fastball swung on. It is line foul, as it just got past the first baseman. That's going to run the count to 1-2. Kazuki Kondo has had some good swings tonight, but he has delivered the big blow, the 3-run homer back in the first inning. At that time, gave the Hawks a 4-1 lead. He's flown to left and popped to short his other 2 times to the plate here tonight, as he bats here with a 1-2 count on him. So here comes the offering from the lefty Sakamoto, who holds at the belt. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And that is going to put Kondo in the books for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Well, for Yanagamachi tonight, he is officially 0 for 2. He has struck out looking twice, and he has walked in his 3 trips to the plate. Of course, all of those at-bats were against the starter Tanichi. So he waggles the bat here, waiting on the first offering from Sakamoto. As the lefty works set and now delivers a fastball swung on and missed. Last pitch was at 95 miles an hour on the gun. Sakamoto's got some life on that fastball. Once this game is over, we'll give you the full roundup on this one, as well as the scores from around the NPB. As we said, we are scoreboard watching all the rest of the way. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit down the right field line. This ball is going to get trouble. It's not going to get all the way into the corner. It's going to be cut off by the right fielder. Yanagita around second, heads to third, and he's going to throw on the brakes as Yanagamachi's got himself a double. That's going to put runners at second and third with 2 gone, and it's going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. I kind of caught that the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi, a little flat-footed on that, as he was able to rip the ball down just past the glove of the first baseman. But I thought that Yanagamachi looked like he was a little bit flat-footed. A little bit late on that one as well to make the dive. Well, that is going to give us a pinch runner here, as the night is going to be over for Tetsuro Yanagamachi. It's also going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. So the pinch runner, it's going to be Seiji Ubiashi who is coming in. So Ubiashi coming in to be the pinch runner, and more than likely stay in the game for Yanagamachi. So Ubiashi to run at second. The runner at third is Yanagita. Hawks looking to pad their lead here. Runners at second and third and 2 gone. And as we said, Imamiya stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice and popped to third. So here comes the first offering from the lefty, who works to the set, and Sakamoto delivers. Fastball that comes inside, almost hits Imamiya. Boy, oh boy, he had to dart out of the way on that. That's 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes to Imamiya. The lefty Sakamoto kicks and fires. Fastball that misses down. Count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And Imamiya here, we're going to see what happened there. I missed a little bit there to what happened to Kenta Imamiya. I don't know if he's been officially put on base or not. They've held up the 4 fingers, but that's going to bring up Masaki Momori to the plate. I think that is the case. I think they've intentionally held up the fingers to put him on. As Momori steps to the plate here, we're just backing up a little bit. And that's exactly what the manager has done, is he's walked the batter. So that sets up the force at any base. Saki Momori comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out, he's flown to right, and he has grounded to short. And the first pitch from Sakamoto is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. This is a tough situation here for the Marines. Got to try to stay in the ball game right here and now. Bases full of Hawks. 2 gone. Bottom of the 7th. 1 swing of the bat can blow this game apart. Here comes the 1-0 offering to Momori. Pitch on the way. Fastball. Take it for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. It's a nice pitch there by Sakamoto. He just caught the outside corner. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the hitter Momori here is going to get himself an action pitch. Oh, and now he's asked for time, and he's going to step out, reset himself. Sakamoto, he's going to give him a moment to think about what's happening as well. So 1 ball and 1 strike here. Lefty-lefty matchup as the left-hander Sakamoto gets his side from his catcher Sato. And now he delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. All game here is hanging in the balance. Bases loaded, full of Hawks. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Momori. Marines have been hanging around since the first inning, and the Hawks have not been able to put them away. Over the past 4 innings, the Hawks have stranded 6 aboard. Not been able to hit in the clutch with 2 out, and not been able to hit with runners in scoring position well enough. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And Mamori goes in the books for out number 3, and that is going to do it. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left aboard. That now is going to be 9 in the ball game left for the Hawks. We're now through 7 complete innings. Your score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Looks like manager Fujimoto is going to the bullpen. We'll be back in just a bit with all of that information for you when we return. Appreciate everybody for being here with us. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to go check him out when you can. It is going to be Yudai Fujioka, Gregory Polanco, and Koki Yamaguchi to come to bat. And it is going to be a pitching change for Fukuoka as they have gone to their bullpen. It is going to be number 66. And this is going to be Matsumoto coming into the ballgame. So it is Yuki Matsumoto making his 49th appearance of the year. He's 2-2. He's worked 42 innings. He's allowed 27 hits. He's walked 16. He has struck out 54. He's got an ERA of 2.79. So Matsumoto on in relief as he is going to be taking over here to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup. And that's all setting it up because if he can get through this, you know Roberto Osuna is going to be coming on to face his former club. And that is where it all gets exciting. So Yuki Matsumoto on in relief. Nice job tonight by Kohei Arihara. 7 innings pitched, only allowing the 2 runs. Well, for Yudai Fujioka, he has driven in 1 of the 2 runs tonight. He had a double back in the 3rd to bring him to Kashio Gino. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's raised his season average. Well, he's kept his season average at 280, and it slipped down a little bit as he bats here against the right-hander Matsumoto. They need a base runner, do the Marines, as they're starting to run out of outs. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to the right side, fielded by Mamori, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Yudai Fujioka. It's a ground out 4-3. So 1 pitch and 1 away here in the 8th inning, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. Well, Polanco is in scoring position when he steps into the batter's box. He has a home run in his 3 trips to the plate. Polanco homered in the 1st inning with 2 out off of Arihara. He's also flown out to deep center field, and he's grounded to 2nd. That fly ball to center field, he just got a little bit underneath it. And he had got the full piece of it. It could have been a 2-run shot. We could have had a whole different ball game right now. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Polanco. So 1 ball and no strikes as the right-hander is getting ready to work. And he takes a fastball for a called strike. The count now is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Trying to get you an update on that game going on in Tohoku between the Lions and the Eagles. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander works to the set, now delivers. Fastball that just misses outside for a ball, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, we get you the update on the out-of-town scoreboard. Where applicable, it is still 7-2. It is in the bottom of the 8th inning in Tohoku. It is an absolute shootout in the Basement Bowl at the Jinju Stadium tonight. The games have gone back and forth over there. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats. Count goes to 2-2. The Dragons jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and the last time we looked in, it was 7-3 for the Swallows. It's now in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Dragons have a 9-8 lead over the Swallows in that one. So if you took the over in that one, you probably did well, as it is a 17 runs put on the board between the two teams in that one, and I'm probably not going to be the end of that. Probably more runs to follow. So here comes the 2-2 pitch to Polanco. As the right-hander Matsumoto delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. And Polanco is in the books for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. Well, for Yamaguchi tonight, he is officially 0 for 3. He did reach base on the error by the shortstop, Imamiya, his last time up, but he has struck out looking and he has popped to the catcher. And I would have to say that if Osuna comes on for the 9th inning, looking at the batting order, a lot of those hitters are going to be well overmatched. First pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 0-1. So 0 ball and 1 strike to Yamaguchi. I don't think there's going to be too many players fighting at the bat rack to have to go face Osuna. So here comes the 1-0 offering to the right-handed hitting Yamaguchi. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So 0 balls and 2 strikes. As we said at the end of this one, we'll give you the wrap-up. So hopefully that will be the case. Looks like one of our little videos, it was the Aaron Boone ejection, has started to go off. There's a fastball that misses down. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. For those of you who didn't see it, Aaron Boone was ejected for the 7th time of the season yesterday. In that game against the Toronto Blue Jays, he was in the 2nd inning. It was a quick hook, as he was ejected for the balls and strikes. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 2-2 on Yamaguchi. Always get a kick out of the little videos that we do, these shorts that really pick up steam, and it's the ejection videos that seem to be quite popular. Especially because there was a couple of comments on the hot mic that were picked up in that ejection. Here comes the 2-2. As the right-hander fires and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Yamaguchi's aboard with a 2-out single. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Well, for Yasuda in this one, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded to first. He has flown to center and flown to left. As he comes to bat here to face the right-handed throwing Matsumoto. The part that I find interesting in terms of some of the videos when they are released is how quickly the airtime that they get or how much volume gets pushed out on it. And certainly the Boone video is getting a lot of love here. So that brings Yasuda to the plate with 2 out and a runner at first. He is the tying run here as he is coming to the dish. And the pitch is a breaking ball, waved out and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Also find it fascinating to see how the viewership is on some of these videos, just how they get pumped up and pumped out. So no balls and 1 strike it is to Yasuda. As the pitch is delivered, it's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's always very fascinating to see how things jump up and are pushed out. Even on the live streams that we do sometimes, interesting to see those as well. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Get listeners from all over the place. Australia, United Kingdom, and there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded to the right side of the infield. Fielded by Momori. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Yasuda on a ground out 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Marines in their half of the 8th. Well, they got no runs. They did have a hit, no errors, and 1 runner stranded. Now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning, your score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Stick around, everybody. Looks like we're going to have another pitching change on our hands. We'll be right back after this and give you all the information where we can. 4-2 Hawks as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be back in just a few.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Matt Hollis. We're just waiting on the confirmation of the pitching change, as it looks like the Marines are going back to their bullpen again. Sakamoto's night is over. We're just waiting to see who they are going to be turning to here. It is going to be a number 66 entering into the ball game, and that looks like it is going to be Kazuki Sawada. So a right-hander coming into the game, making his 12th appearance of the year. He's got a 2-0 record. So Kazuki Sawada on in relief. And he is going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here for the Hawks. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble. But this one here is going to hook foul, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Nomura. So a different Nomura in the game. It was the spot of Daiju Nomura, but he is no longer in the ball game. This is the third baseman who has come in. This is Asami Nomura. So a new Nomura in the spot in the batting order. So no balls and 1 strike. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander holds the ball at the belt, and now he kicks, and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander holding to the set position, and here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed as Asami Nomura swung through that one, and the count goes to 2-2. Four-seam fastball right at the letters. Trying to turn that one around, but not able to do it. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander ready to work. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded past the glove of the third baseman into left field. Hisanori Yasuda couldn't come up with that one. It's going to be a base hit here for Asami Nomura. He's aboard with a single, and that's going to bring up Takuya Kai. And when Takuya Kai comes to the plate, we can pretty much bet the house. They're going to try to lay a bunt down here. Or at least that's what we think is going to happen. So Takuya Kai coming to bat. He is 1 for 3 tonight in this one. They're going to try to get that runner into scoring position with the opportunity to try to pad their lead. 9 runners that the Hawks have left aboard in the last 5 innings. And there it is. Kai already scoring the bunt. They throw over to first base and diving back in time easily is the base runner Nomura. 4-2 for the Hawks. Takuya Kai here squaring the bunt yet again as he's waiting on the offering here from the right-hander who delivers it. It's popped foul. It's going to reach the netting behind home plate. So no balls and 1 strike to Kai. As we said, Sawada is the 4th pitcher used here tonight by the Marines. And you got to think then it is going to be Roberto Osuna who's going to finish this one out. He hasn't pitched the last couple of nights because they haven't had the opportunity to slam the door. We thought the other night, the first night, they would have had a chance, but it was the Eagles scoring a couple of runs late to pull off the 3-2 victory. So kept Osuna on the bench. You can't bring your closer in when you find yourself not being able to close out a victory. There's a bunt that's lifted down the first base line. It was in the air. Sliding was Yamaguchi. He couldn't come up with it in foul territory. It's going to run the count to 0-2 on Kai. I would have to think that Kai is probably going to try to square the bunt again here in this situation. So no balls and 2 strikes. Takuya Kai gets his sign from the third base coach, and he's ready to go back to work here. Got to get the job done. Got to move him into scoring position because it's the top of the order Shudo on deck. And you can already see that he's already setting up to square around a bunt. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And the pitch on the way, it is bunted and it's down. It is fielded by the catcher Sato. He thought about going to second, but instead he fields it. He goes to first, and that is going to retire Kai. It's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books 2-4 on the putout. He's gone for out number 1. Sami Nomura advances to second base and now brings up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. Nice job by Sato to pounce on the ball. So the top of the order, Shudo coming to bat. He is in this game tonight 2 for 4. He's got a couple of singles. He scored a run back in the first inning. Slowly pulling his season average up. He's hitting .237 now. As the right-hander checks the runner at second and now delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball's lined down the right field line, but this ball is just going to go foul. Oh, boy. Game of inches, and Shudo did not miss by much. If that was fair, that would have been the tying run. We'll get a look at the replay. And that ball was, bounced foul by a couple of feet. Just got out and around it. Hook barreled it down the line. So no balls and 1 strike. As we check in on that, as we said, that short of Aaron Boone getting tossed out. Looks like we have some pretty good viewership on that. A lot of people jumping in to take a peek. That's always pretty good. And there is a ball that is struck by Shudo, split finger fastball variety, and he lifts that ball into left center field. Over to make the catch is the center fielder, Fujiwara. They're going to keep the runner at second base. That's going to be 2 in the books. That's going to bring up Hikaru Kawase to the plate. Well, for Kawase tonight, he is officially 1 for 3. He's got a double in 3 trips. He's flown out to left twice, and he has walked and scored a run. So he bats here with 2 gone in the 8th inning. And the pitch on the way, it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Sawada trying to get himself out of this little pickle here as he's got 2 out and a runner on second. Right-hander against the left-hander as he checks the runner back to second base and now delivers. There's a fastball that just misses outside. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Kawase waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, who again checks the runner over at second base. Pitch on the way. Fastball almost hits him. Moves Kawase off the plate, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander Sawada ready to go again. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded to the right side of the infield, rounding third and heading home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is in time to nail the runner, Nomura. What a play by the right fielder. Fantastic job by Ogino. Throws it on a hop to the plate. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to go and take a look at this one. But let's take a look at it ourselves. Fastball swung on. Ball was a base hit through the 4-hole into right field. A base hit there by Kawase. Rounding third and heading home. The throw was on the money. The tag was applied pretty good by Sato. We'll get the replay here. And yep, absolutely. You can put that in the book. That's going to be a put out 9-2. A great throw there by the right fielder. And that will do it for the 3rd out of the inning. Not quite the way that the right-hander Sawada wanted it to finish, but we're going to the top of the 9th inning. And your score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. What a fantastic play that was. We'll be back in just a moment. Pitching change, Roberto Osuna coming in. We'll be right back in just a bit. We'll get you all the specs on him as he's going to try to close out this one here for the Hawks. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. Roberto Osuna making his 45th appearance of the year against his old club, the Chiba Lotte Marines. He's got a 3-2 record, 22 saves. He's worked 44 innings. He's allowed 26 hits. He has walked 5 and struck out 40, and he's got an ERA of 1.02. So he is going to be entrusted try to close this one out here tonight. So Osuna on in relief, and he is going to be facing for the Marines. It's going to be coming to bat. It looks like we got ourselves a pinch hitter. So it was originally Hiromi Oka, Shogo Nakamura, and Toshiya Sato. We'll get you the pinch hitter here who is going to be entrusted to face Osuna here. It is going to be Katsuya Kakanaka, who steps up to the bat and swings at the first pitch he sees, and he lines a ball over the third baseman's head down the line in left field. It's going to be fielded by the left fielder, Ubiashi, who gets it back into the infield. But a leadoff single here by Kanaka, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. If I'm not mistaken, Kakanaka has the number of Osuna. I think he hit a home run off him earlier this year. So he is aboard with a single, and Nakamura comes to the plate. Nakamura 0 for 3 in this one, and he takes a fastball over for a called strike. The count is 0-1. But that has brought the tying run to the plate. Never a good sign, especially when you're deep in the ball game with nobody out. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Nakamura as Osuna comes to the set. As he delivers a fastball, it's lined, taken by the second baseman Momori over to Imamiya for one, back to first. That's going to be a double play. It's going to be of the 4-6-3 variety. Just like that, there are 2 outs in the books. That's going to leave it all up to Toshiya Sato, the catcher. And you got to say, a little bit of tough luck because Nakamura hit the ball hard. And he hit it up the middle. Osuna very, very fortunate, but it was nice defensive play by the middles. So that is 2 guns here, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Sato. So only 3 pitches to get 2 outs here for Osuna. He hasn't broken a sweat yet. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Last pitch was at 96 miles an hour. So the right-hander ready to deliver again as Osuna works to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kohei Arihara in line for the win, as he had himself a sparkling performance here tonight. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, popped up on the infield. Camping out underneath it is Imamiya, and this should do it, and it does. And that is your ball game, as that'll be the final score. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 2. Hang tight, everybody. We'll come back in just a couple moments and wrap this one up here for you. Appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight. Your final score, 4-2. We'll give you the roundup and look at the out-of-town scoreboard when we return in just a bit.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, it was a ball game where the scoring came early and often, and then once we got past the third inning, it was pretty quiet after that. Top of the first inning with 2 gone, up stepped Gregory Polanco, and he hit a solo shot. And that home run put the Chiba Lotte Marines out in front 1-0. In the bottom of the first inning, the Hawks erupted for all of the runs that they scored tonight. It was a single by Shudo, and then a walk to Hikaru Kawase. Up stepped Yuki Yanagita, and he singled home Yuki Yanagita with a base hit. Yuki Yanagita singled home Shudo with a base hit. That made the scoreline 1-0. And then up stepped Kazuki Kondo, and he hit a 3-run shot to put the Hawks up 4-0. After the Hawks deposited that ball into the stands, it was all Chiba after that, with only 1 more run. In the third inning with 2 out, it was a 2-out double by Ogino. And then up stepped Yudai Fujioka, and he had a double that brought home Ogino, cut the lead to 4-2, and that is where the final score ended. The win will go to Kohei Arihara. He goes to 9-4 on the year. It is Atsuki Tanichi taking the loss. He drops to 10-6. Again, your final score 4-2. As we take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, before we sign off tonight, the game that we were really concerned about, the Saitama Cebu Lions have a 7-2 lead over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. That game is in the bottom of the 9th inning, so the win tonight by the Hawks has given them breathing room. It's brought them closer to the Chiba Lotte Marines, as that has tightened it up. But the ball game that we will call tomorrow night between the Eagles and the Fighters is one of those makeup games that they're going to try to be able to gain some ground. In the Central League, the Giants have a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the 9th over the Hanshin Tigers. That game is going on at the Koshin Stadium. And then the bottom of the 7th inning, the Dragons have a 9-8 lead over the Yakult Swallows. That's your look at your out-of-town scoreboard, and that is how this one ends tonight. All right, everybody, we'll see you again tomorrow. We appreciate you guys for all your support. It is going to be the Fighters and the Eagles tomorrow night. Hopefully you guys can make it in. We look forward to having you with us. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.